Once upon a time in a dusty village stood a small, weathered house. Inside lived Harya, a kind man with a tired heart, a gentle wife Sita, and two children who still believed their father could do anything. Harya was not lazy. In fact, he worked harder than most. He tried selling vegetables, then tea, then fish. But every time his clever neighbor Madhav would copy his idea and somehow do it cheaper, louder, and faster. When Harya sold vegetables, Madhav sold them fresher. When Harya opened a tea stall, Madhav opened one right next to his and made sure his tea was sweeter. Harya began to feel like he wasn't losing money. He was losing himself. That night, sitting on a broken stool outside his house, Harya sighed. "I don't know what to do anymore. Every time I try, he takes it away." Sita placed a hand on his shoulder and said gently, "Then try something he can't steal. Something that comes from you, not the cart." The next morning, Harya walked into town with a strange new cart, filled with old cracked mirrors. People whispered, "Is he crazy? Who sells broken mirrors?" But Harya wasn't just selling mirrors. He painted each frame by hand, added little messages at the back like, "Look beyond the cracks," and called his stall, "Mirrors of Truth, not just your face." He didn't shout prices. He just smiled and asked each person, "What do you see in yourself today?" An old man looked into a chipped mirror and said softly, "A man who used to dream." A young girl said, "I see hope, even in the cracks." Harya wasn't selling glass. He was selling moments of reflection. As always, Madhav saw this and laughed. "Selling garbage now, are we?" But when people began gathering around Harya's stall, Madhav panicked. He quickly set up a similar stall. Clean mirrors, shiny frames, bold signs. Better, cheaper. But when someone asked him, "What do you see in this mirror?" he replied, "Your face." That's it. His stall stayed quiet. One afternoon, Madhav marched up to Harya and said, "You're cheating. These are broken. Why do people still buy them?" Harya looked at him calm and kind. "Because what they're seeing isn't in the mirror. It's in themselves. And you can't sell that." Madhav stared at him, confused, a little ashamed. Weeks passed. Madhav, desperate, started again. This time he saw Harya building a platform above his house. Goats climbing up and down. When Madhav's wife asked Sita what was going on, Sita smiled and said, "Oh, we're doing fish farming up there." Soon Madhav built an even bigger platform, filled it with water and fish, bragging, "This time I'll beat him before he even starts." But when the monsoon came, Madhav's platform collapsed. Water flooded his house. The fish? Gone. The money? Lost. When he confronted Harya, panting and angry, Harya laughed gently and said, "I never raise fish. I raise goats, and I just sold them for 90,000 rupees." Madhav's face turned pale. "So, you tricked me?" Harya's smile faded. "No, I just stopped playing your game and started playing mine." Madhav sat outside his broken house, quiet for the first time in years. He whispered, "Why didn't you just fight me?" Harya replied, "Because success isn't about beating someone. It's about being someone no one else can copy." Madhav didn't respond, but days later he set up a small toy stall, hand-carved wooden toys, just like the ones his father used to make. And for the first time, he sold something that didn't need to be louder or cheaper. It just needed to be his. In a world full of echoes, be the voice, because the smartest thing you can sell is the truth only you carry. Don't chase what others do. Chase what only you can bring. True success isn't about being better than others. It's about being true to yourself. No one can compete with your authenticity. Copying might win attention, but only originality earns trust and respect. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the first version of you. Your story matters. Tell it your way. Chasing others will exhaust you, but following your own path will empower you. You find freedom when you stop racing and start creating. Even the smallest idea becomes powerful when it carries your truth. It's not about what you sell, it's about what you stand for. Being louder doesn't make you stronger. Being real does. People connect with honesty more than noise. Don't waste energy reacting to others. Use it to build what only you can bring to life. Greatness begins the moment you stop trying to compete and start being complete. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll, reflect. Ask yourself, what is the one thing only I can bring into this world? Share this story with someone who feels lost in comparison. They might just need this reminder to come home to themselves. Subscribe for more soul-stirring stories that remind you, you don't have to be louder, you just have to be real. And in the comments, tell us one truth about yourself, because your voice might become someone else's mirror.